Hello, everyone. The topic of the day is agents of gradation, wind. Wind is an important agent of gradation. Work of wind is generally associated with the arid and semi-arid environments. Work of wind is not active in cold deserts as the surface there may be covered with ice sheets or the surface can be hard. Landforms, processes, and impact of wind are called aeolian landforms. The velocity of the wind plays a crucial role in wind erosion. Higher the velocity of moving air, greater will be the erosional capacity of the wind. Wind erosion is rapid as it blows constantly in the same direction. Certain factors contribute in wind erosion. These are, besides the velocity of the wind, it is the nature and amount of sand and pebbles carried by the wind, composition of rocks, and the amount of vegetative cover present over the surface. It also includes amount of humidity and the temperature conditions prevailing there. Wind erosion is carried out by various processes. So today we are going to study about the processes of wind erosion. Number one process is known as deflation. Deflation means blowing away. The process of removing, lifting, and blowing away of dry and loose particles of sand and dust by wind is known as deflation. This is by the force of the wind, the loose particles, they are being blown by the wind. Our deflation is lifting and removal of the fine sediments by the wind. Here we can see the process of deflation. The wind is blowing, carrying away the finer particles. And the heavier particles or boulders, which are on the surface, they are dragged by the force of the wind. Thus, they start forming depressions or hollows in the ground. Another process is abrasion. Abrasion or sand blasting action. So wind carrying sand and dust particle erode the rocks. Wind is carrying his sand and dust particles. It hits the rock and erodes the rocks through the mechanism of abrasion, grooving, piling, and polishing. When the wind hits, the load carried by the wind hits the rock with a great force, this is known as the sand blasting action, and its impact on the rock is very powerful. Erosion takes place, cutting off of the standing rock is very fast by the sand blasting action. And the standing rock can be eroded from all the directions. Why? Because wind very often changes its direction. Abrasion It decreases with height on the ground. Eroded material is further transported using three methods. Number one is the surface creep. During wind erosion, large particles with a diameter between 0.5 millimeter and 2 millimeter, they roll across on the surface of the earth. They collide and knock down other particles around. This process helps in moving the larger particles on the ground or the surface. Then method of saltation. It involves the movement of sand and gravel through bouncing, hopping, and jumping of turbulent wind flow. Generally, this occurs among medium-sized soil particles. These are light enough to be carried over the surface. Next, number third method is suspension. Particles which are less in diameter, less than 0.1 millimeter in diameter, they are lifted into the air by turbulence. They grow larger and eventually forms dust storms. Another process of erosion is known as attrition. Attrition, this involves mechanical wear and tear of the sand and dust particles while they are being transported by wind. Particles carried by wind, they collide with each other and are further reduced in size into finer particles. The bigger particles, we know they are carried on the ground surface by the strong winds. That's all for the day. I hope you have liked the video. Do hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you.